Ooh, it is a bright and sunny day today, and we are going to be working on something that's for my resale booths. One of them is a newer one to me. I've had two for a while now, but my second one is my newer one, and I want to do some upgrades in there to make it look as good as my first booth. So I'm going to create some wall extensions using these French doors that I got for free off of Facebook Marketplace. And right now what I need to do is get everything clean, and then I'm going to create a mercury glass mirrored look in each of these panes, so that way when I have them as wall extensions in my booth, they will be solid and not see-through, and make my booth look more like one cohesive space instead of being able to see other people's booths through these walls.
So I'll start by just cleaning the surface really well. Next, I'm going to be making that mercury glass look, so I'm going to use this mirror effect spray paint that you can get any craft store and some spray water. This is one of the most simple ways of getting that antique mirror look, and you can get more or less distressed of a look by doing more or less water. The more water you use, the older and more distressed the mirror will look. The less water you use, the more fancy and elegant it will look. So it's up to you what look you want to go for, but I was going for more old and distressed. Next, you're going to go over the entire space with black spray paint, but first I saw that we had a friend here, so I'm going to take that little guy or girl off first, and then spray paint the entire back side of the mirror with black. This is the part that makes it reflective and not see-through anymore, and it also gives that little black speckly look to the mirror to make it look like it is mercury glass. Once all the black paint was dry, I flipped it over, and then I'm going to take some sandpaper and go over and distress all of the white paint. These were new doors that somebody was giving away that were builder grade, so they did not have any age or patina to them, so I had to add that to it. The theme of my second booth is like an orangerie or a really elegant greenhouse. I want it to look like either you don't really know if you're inside or outside in a way that is kind of like a French greenhouse that could be from 200 years ago. Of course, this is a little unrealistic, but that's the kind of theme that I had in my head, so that's why I'm distressing. I found these pieces that I'm going to add to look like knobs on these doors, like faux knobs. I found them at an antique store a long time ago. This knob had no way of attaching itself on here other than super gluing it, so I'm going to use my favorite super glue, Star Bond, to super glue it on here. This is not meant to be functional, it's purely decorative, so I would never like pick up the door from this doorknob or anything like that. But it does make it stay on there, and it's going to look really beautiful.
Go all the way through.
On the second door, I'm doing a different knob, which is a crystal knob that I had as well. I got it from the same antique store. It all came in a bundle. but this didn't have like a backer plate for it, so I'm just going to super glue it straight into this hole. I also decided to use some pieces of wood I found laying around to make some shelves on the doors. These pieces of wood were actually scrap wood that were left over from when we did a roof structure on my second booth, and they were fairly new pieces of wood. They were just dirty from being left outside, and we also had some brackets already in our stash. I picked these up on clearance from Hobby Lobby for $2.24 a piece. I thought they would go perfect for that orangerie look that I'm going for, garden, greenhouse kind of look with the iron, and I thought it would be just the perfect addition to this door to give it even more character, because remember, this was a brand new door that somebody was giving away from a new home. Now it is time to install those doors. Currently in the booth we have two authentically antique doors in there, but they're very short and I felt like they just weren't working for the look I was going for. Although they were cute, and I am going to be reusing the two antique doors that I had in there. One of them we are going to clean up and repurpose into a sliding barn door, and I'll show you that in this video later on, so stay tuned to the end of the video where I show you how we use it as a barn door in our laundry room and show you what we have finished so far in our home renovation, because our laundry room is finished. I hope you really like how that turned out. But look at how much better this door looks in the booth compared to that shorter door. It makes the room or booth space feel a lot bigger with that reflective surface, and the height of the door is almost as tall as the walls in my booth. I believe my walls are about 8.5 feet and the door is about 8. If you look here, you can see that the booth next door to me on that side sells things that are nowhere near what I sell, like a totally different thing, and I didn't want people to be able to see that while shopping in my booth, like while they're standing in there. So that was what I meant by not wanting the glass to be see-through, and I wanted it to be something that looked antique as well. What do you think? Do you think that I did a good job creating an antique look on these builder grade doors? Can you even believe it that I got them for free? I am so thankful to that person who gave them away, because look at how gorgeous it looks in this room. Now you get the look and vibe that I was going for. Compared to before, it wasn't so bad, but this is so much better. Now it's time to get this antique door cleaned up and used for my laundry room. So it is really dirty and flaking off lots of paint, but it has the perfect patina that I want for my laundry room design. I wanted it to be an authentic antique door with beautiful crackling and just lots of wear and tear to it. I'm going for, you know, the southern historic home look in my home, although it was built in the 70s. I just want it to have that feel and character that you can't get making it on your own. We have a fire station very close to where we live, which is a great thing when you need them, but not a great thing when you're recording audio for a video. So that is why we don't always have the original audio in our videos and do either music or I voice over certain parts, because sometimes the background audio is something like that, or it could be that my kids are yelling and playing or whatever it may be that doesn't sound as great as music. But now it's time to clean the door. We scraped off everything that was chipping and cleaned it well and contained all of it really well. And I'm using Dawn Power Wash because I don't know what is on here, and I want to make sure we get every bit of whatever nastiness is on here off and cleaned up really well. Watch this. What? That was the first time I've ever used that brush. It was brand new. I barely started scrubbing and it broke in half. I'm pretty sure I bought it from Walmart, but what? That's a first. The other brush that Manny is using, we have had that brush for years. I would say probably 5 years, and it is still going strong. We just keep cleaning it and reusing it, and that thing is going to last forever, it seems. I have that linked in my Amazon store in the description box if you want to check out those drill brushes. Those are great. Once it was all clean, I noticed there was a gap here in the door, so I just used some caulking to fill in that gap before painting. I went with a glossy white enamel paint for this because I wanted it to be extremely durable, so that way nothing ever cracks off of this again. I did about 3 coats on each side, and it took me, I think, 2.5 to 3 cans of this paint to do it. I used the 15-minute drying faster version of the enamel paints that they came out with now. They used to take like 2 hours to dry to the touch, and now you can recoat it much quicker. Then once it was dry, we brought it inside, and Manny installed this barn door hardware that I got off Amazon. I don't recommend that hardware. It wasn't super great quality, but it does work, and I am so happy to be able to close this room off if it's a mess in there, or just to keep the kids out from messing with all the things in the cabinets. It does have a good stopper on that track, so that I do appreciate. I'm thinking of painting those black bolts white. What do you think? But here's the inside of the laundry room looking at the door now. I think this goes really well with that coastal, antique, historic home look, and I'm just over the moon excited about it. The door does have quite a bit of a gap on the bottom, like where the door ends between the door and the floor, so we may do something to add on to it a little bit later, but for now I'm just ecstatic with that beautiful patina and age that this door has. I think it goes really well with the design that I went with in here. If you have not seen this yet, this is my laundry room. This used to be my eat-in kitchen, but we are renovating our house, But I thought that that door just went so well with all the whimsical touches and antique look pieces that I have in here. That beautiful original knob, you just can't fake that. And so you can always distress a door and make a door look older than it is, but this true authentic age and amazing detail that this door has is impossible to fake. What do you think of today's video? Did you like how we updated our resale booth as well as how we reused this door? I only spent $20 on that door off of Facebook Marketplace, by the way. But thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!